writer, a Renaissance man, the hottest man in town, and the only man to ever motorboat me and live, John Barrowman!
You stood there like you wanted my face between your tatas. Get back over. No, honey, not just. Let me flip that VIP out of there. And hello, Solo. Thank you, Captina. I have no idea if it's a regular appointment, but keep walking. Keep walking. There you go. Snap. I just thought I'd throw something together for you. I brought a mini-me. Thanks to a gift to somebody who gave it to me. Are they here? Too bad. No, you can have it. No, I'm kidding. Give it back. Give me that. Can I just ask something? This floor is really sticky. What was Shatner doing up here? Oh, sorry, he was only here for 10 minutes. Oops! Too soon? Not in my book. And if you think it is honest to God, it is real. Oh, that's because I've stepped in gum. Who chewed gum and left it up here? That is, sorry. Am I showing something? Kids, I don't normally behave like this. Where's Mom and Dad? Mom and Dad? Oh, they're they? Oh, okay. Oh, your mom. Have a fun ride home. Anybody else got kids in the audience with them? There? She's just a little too young. Hi, sweetie. I'd look better in that dress than you would. Anyway. You're so cute. How do we get gum off my shoe? Kelsey's like, I don't know, I'm your PA. I do everything, but I ain't taking gum off your shoe. Scotty. Oh, you can get gum off. Scott, you've been taken over. There. Don't ruin them, they were $3.99. I had to wear white pumps because I'm in Boston. Snap, someone gets the joke. I went to P-Town the other night. Scott and I were in P-Town. It doesn't mean what you think it does, but let me tell you, there was a lot of pee around. And we were walking around, we had a great time, we saw a couple of shows, and then we went to the beach. Now you all know there's a nude beach, right? No? Well, let me tell you, there's a nude beach in P-Town. And for some reason, we found it! Didn't we, Scott? Yes, we did. Scott's like got a radar that goes whoop, 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 either gaydar or nudar, right? So we get to the beach and we decide, we'd just been to Hawaii, and so I got a little burnt on my shoulders, and rather than getting burnt, I bought one of those shirts, what do you call it? They're like sun shirts? What are they called? Same to you, honey. Rash guard. Really? Why do they call it rash guard?
For surfing.
Surfing! Ah! I was wearing a rash guard shirt, Mom, like, you know, rash guard, because I'm a surfer. No, I was burnt. So, and it was protecting me like a 30 UV protection. So I'm in P-Town, we're on the nude beach, and I put this thing on. I'm putting my clothes on the nude beach, but I took my pants off, right? So I'm walking around with this shirt on, long sleeve, everything else hanging out, right? Giving it go. Hello? It's more like this, sweetie. Not a finger. That's my nickname. I love that. She added the snap. Oh, I'm so random. You're going to have such a hard time tonight. I love having fun with my signers. Thank you very much. Oh, I've got a prince. Look. Let's just play. I'm not sure anybody. Does it fit? Oh, Cinderella, you will go to the... Would you put the goddamn shoe on? Oh, that is so much better. My feet, it's like my feet have never stuck to a floor before in my life. Well, you all know what the tone of this panel is going to be like, right? So like I said, if you do have kids, happy journey home, because it'll be in the back seat. They'll be going, what did he mean by that? Shut up! Ask your mother! So, back to it. Nudity, P-Town, right? And I've got... Look at you. Come up here, cameraman. What's your name?
Xander.
Holy Xander, man. Just take a shot of that audience there, Xander. And I'm gonna take a shot of you, Xander. That's in my Rolodex for later. That'll be like page 450. And popped goes the weasel. How old are you?
21.
Oh, you just made it. You're older than 21, aren't you? No, you're only 21? Scott, we got a youngin' here. Anyway, no, thank you very much for doing what you do, okay? Ready? Just let me turn that around there. It's so hot. There's a lot of guys like you on the beach, Xander. Let me tell you. In fact, I think I saw you there. Never mind. So we were on the beach, and I'm walking around, shirt on, and I'm going da-da-da-da-da, and remember, that's right, girl, get the swing right. And I'm walking along, and all of a sudden this guy comes up to me, and he goes, are you John Barrowman? I went, why do you recognize me? And he went, oh my God, I'm such a big fan. And then his husband came up, and his husband walked over to me, and he said, hi, I'm Bob, and this is my husband, Bob. I'm like, okay, 2 Bobs. That's great. One to Bob up and down the other. Never mind. So I'm standing talking to them, and it's kind of weird to think that and they're naked, and I'm partially naked, and you're just standing there talking with it all going, shwadonga-donga, right? Yeah, right. So we're talking, and finally the guy, they walked away because the guy who had spoken to me goes back, they're like gonna eat a chicken sandwich. One thing I can't do is eat lunch while I'm sitting naked on the beach, okay? So they go back up, they're getting the chicken sandwich, and they're eating the chicken sandwich, and the other guy comes over to me, the other Bob, right? He says, I am so sorry. I went, what are you sorry for? He said, I didn't know who you are. I said, what do you mean you didn't know who I was? He said, well, I just texted 2 of my friends who actually are here at the Comic-Con. Are they here? Bob and Bob's friends? No. Well, I'm never talking to Bob's again. So they said, we just texted our friends who are going to the Comic-Con that you mentioned in Boston. And apparently, I bought them a 6x6 portrait of you. I went, and you don't know who I am? He's like, well, all I remember is seeing you with that hair on your head, the spike hair, but seeing you here with no hair, I don't even recognize you. I trimmed. Anyway, so I'm standing there, again, the shirt on, nothing on. Guess what he says next? Can I take a selfie with you? So I can send it to them, and or can my other Bob take a picture of us standing together? I'm like, hell no! He's like, nobody will care. I'm like, dude, you don't know who I am. People will care. Talk about viral, it'll be like chlamydia all throughout the universe. My niece Yvonne, I got chlamydia in the words there, see? It's the word game. It's like, see if you can fit this and got it in. So what do? I said, how about this? How about I take the selfie, okay? And then you stand in the picture. She's like, great, great, great. But he's totally naked. So I'm trying to adjust the picture. I'm like, wait a minute, turn this way, and why don't we just go in the water? Yeah? Go in the water, down we go, click, he got the selfie, sends it to his friends. Oh my God, you know what the moral of the story is? Don't wear a shirt on the nude beach. You attract more attention than other if you just completely start butt naked. Anyway. How do you sign that? Do it again. You're fine. Anyway, listen, what I love to do really, because it's about you guys, although I like to have a good time, I like to go right to questions, and I kind of feed off of you because that's just the way I am. I feed off of you, and I love your questions. I try to get through as many as possible. Are we going to a mic, or do we just hand the mic around the room? Nobody knows what's going on. Anybody? The mic's in the center, so if you don't all rush at once. Good for you, man. Didn't I see you on the beach?
That would be a yes.
That would be a yes. So come to the middle if you have questions, okay? I want to introduce you to Denise is over here. Yvonne, stand up and wave. There you go. There's Yvonne. Yvonne. Do the Beyonce. And this is Rachel. Rachel, you're going to be a pageant girl. Yeah. They live in Boston, so I have family in Boston, just so you know. Yes, so I come here quite often to Boston. However, if you're at the hotel tonight, Scott, I might have a few drinks. Anyway! By the way, after today, I'm doing a kind of a more intimate kind of panel, which is, if you think this is outrageous, if you want to grab some tickets for tonight, we're selling them at the door at the Westin Hotel. Come along and see it. It's going to be completely outrageous, and I've got a completely different outfit too. You're more than welcome. You're sweating an awful lot. Is it really hot in there? You know, you're welcome to take your clothes off. Are you fine? I got an outfit out there for you. Sequin G-string and a harness, yeah? How many would like to see that? Yes, sir. Question.
How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing good.
How you doing?
Hey. It's kind of hard to talk like that with this on. I'm just going to sit like this.
So my question is this: being a fan, you know, and I think I speak for everybody when I say this, we get all caught up in the magical world that people like you create. So what I'm wondering is, being an actor, when you know what goes behind the scenes, and you've done it now, and you're in Hollywood, when you watch a movie or TV show, does some of that magic get taken away as a job hazard because you've seen what happens?
Well, if you're watching a movie or a TV show and it's shit, it's shit. There's no magic. There's no magic at all. So you can't create magic out of a non-polished turd, right? So if you're watching something that's really good, I don't have a problem. Do I have a problem with that with movies, Scott? No, Scott's the one who has the problem with movies. Don't you? Scott loves going to the movies, but I like watching, obviously, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek. I love watching any genre, fantasy, sci-fi, you name it, anything that's like got, you know, foreign planets or people trapped somewhere, or they're trying to get away from their destiny, something like that. That is like boner syndrome for me, okay? Awesome. However, Scott, and I also like other movies that have like deep plots and that have really intricate plots. Scott loves the action movies to a certain extent, but see, when it has an intricate plot, halfway through the movie, he'll look at me and goes, "Do you get this?" It's so true. And I'm like, dude, you read twice as much as I do, 3 times as much as I do, and you're very, 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 like, uber smart. Where did you lose your way? It's on all these gangster movies. He's like, why is he chopping his head off? I'm like, you don't have to know why. He's a gangster. But it doesn't make any sense. That's because it's a movie, honey. So for me, watching movies, I don't have a problem disconnecting my work life to my kind of personal life. I'm, however, a homebody. I love Staying at home, we have a movie room in the house, and it's got a big ass comfy sofa that you can put your legs up. The dogs can lay on it with you. You can fit 6 people on it really comfortably. We once got 8 on it, but that's another story. Oh, come on. Like you've never read fan fiction. Don't go all coy with me, Boston. So, I love watching movies at home. He'll say, let's go to the cinema. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the cinema. I want to sit on my big comfy sofa with a thing of popcorn, usually a big bowl of popcorn. I want to have some sea salt caramels right at my left hand, and I want to have my Tahiti sea salt caramel ice cream at the other hand, dog between my legs, you sitting over there, not touching my food, and the movie playing. That is a dream night, right? So I don't have a problem separating. I love the fantasy of films. I think it's great. The one that I do have the problem separating is the theater. Because I sit and I go, that's moved on at the wrong time. I can tell because there's a dancer over there going, waiting for the set to come on. I'm like, he's holding the show. He's holding the show right now. Because some stagehands forgot to put the set on. I would be going crazy back there. And then finally when it comes on, he's like, can you let go of this? I'm like, no, I cannot let it go! Yes, next question. Hello, doctor.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Don't go all shy on me, doctor.
So, me and my sister went to Supernatural Con last fall and met Misha Collins.
I love him.
And
If I could, I'd have his babies. But we all know that's not possible. Yes.
And, well, we asked him who had bluer eyes, who were him, and he responded with the fact that you apparently have an unfair advantage given the fact that you wear contacts. So...
I wear contacts, but I don't wear colored contacts.
Well,
Do tell, mister, pray tell.
well, he said that you had the unfair advantage, so now we...
His eyes are brown. He wears colored contacts. You all don't know that? That's a scandal. No, I'm kidding, because all of you will be like, John Barrowman says Misha Collins wears colored contacts. And that's like totally odd, that's totally wrong, because John's meant to be a friend of his, and that's not right, so send. My feed would be going dung 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 dung. You're an asshole, you're a son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
So,
I love how you keep your composure. Right now, my testicles are falling out of my underpants, and I'm trying to hide them. Thank you very much. Yes.
so
You're
now...
about to get a shock in a minute. Or 2 black eyes, one or the other. Anyway.
So,
The more you pause and the bigger gap you give me, the bigger I will fill it. Hold on a second. How old are you?
17.
Oh my
It's legal in New Hampshire.
Well, obviously you didn't pay attention in geography because we ain't in New Hampshire right now. We're in Massachusetts. Rachel, did you go to school with him? No? Oh, finish your question then. Hurry up.
Who has bluer eyes? You or Misha
Who
Collins?
has bluer eyes, me or Misha? When I've looked at him, I've never looked at his eyes. Now sit down. No. Please tell me there's a parent here with him. No? Oh, there is. Yes, parent. Thank God. Sign the disclosure in a minute, right? Yes, go ahead, sweetheart.
I don't have a question for you.
Well, then sit your ass down. No, what?
I have a present for you. I commissioned this for you.
You commissioned it for
I
me.
did.
Oh my God. Let me see if you got ripped off. By the way, thank you for your question. I have bluer eyes. That's me with an ice cream cone on my head. Riding a unicorn. Scott, can we get a unicorn? No, I can't let you take a picture because to see if I let you take a picture, everyone will go, that's not fair, we want a picture. So, I don't follow anybody on those things. They follow me because I'm the celebrity. But this is good. Do you do fan fiction? You don't? You should start because this is dirty. That unicorn's trying to run away from me. I mean, look at it. It looks like I'm humping a unicorn. I look like a dog. No, it's really good. It's lovely. I'm in the middle of a panel right now, no problems. Scotland flag? What about the Scottish flag? Where is it? Are you calling me a Scottish fag? Listen, I can say it, because I am one. No, here, listen, see us afterwards and we'll do the picture then, okay? No problem. I like your dress. I want it. Yes, go ahead.
I'd like to know if you could...
Malcolm Merlyn doesn't behave this way. Go ahead.
Actually, that relates to one of my questions. If you can pick any other DC character to portray in a movie or TV show,
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Because I'm quite happy and content with being the badass of Arrow. Because one of the great things about Malcolm Merlyn, and I get this every time I do cons and people talk to me, and some of you have said this yourself, you have said, you know, he's the most complex character on there.
He's my favorite character.
Yeah, or he's my favorite character, and I love you, but then I like really hate you. And I'm like, well, thank you, that's such a compliment. And it's funny because that happened also with Captain Jack Harkness at one point when, did you ever see, did you watch Torchword?
I love Torchword.
You know Children of Earth?
Yes.
Oh, I know, oh my gosh, so sad I murdered my grandson. I know. Try being in the supermarket in the frozen food section the next day after that episode aired. I was, and I'm walking with my trolley in Tesco. You know Tesco? Tesco's, what is the supermarket here called? Like a big one? Stop and Shop? I never stop and shop. I always spend a long time. I'm a Costco boy. I like a big chain supermarket, right? Which is one? Stop and Shop. So I'm walking down to the Tesco and I'm in this frozen food section because Scott and I like fish finger sandwiches. Don't ask me why, okay? But if you've never tried one, fish finger sandwiches on toast. Guys, shut up. Oi, shut up. I'm doing a show up here. All right, sit down. I don't care if you're talking about Robbie and Mel. I don't give a shit. You're being too loud. I can hear you, and they can hear you. Now go out in the hall if you're going to talk. See, that's me being an uncle now, right? So we're fish finger sandwiches. If you've never tasted them, 2 pieces of toast, fish fingers, and a little bit of ketchup. Oh my God, it's divine, right? So I'm in the fish finger aisle. Here I go, pushing my trolley, and I open up the refrigerator, and I stand there, and I'm going, bird's eye, too common. Gordon's Fisherman, he's not cute enough. All the different brands, and finally I feel this up behind me. And I go, She goes, I just want you to know, I hate you. And so I'm like, what have I done? Did I take your fish fingers or something? And she goes, no, how dare you sacrifice your grandson for those aliens? I went, whoa, lady. Number one, I sacrificed him because if you watch the whole series, this is in the island Tesco, if you watch the whole series, nobody else would give up a child in order to save the planet. But who had to do it? Captain Jack Harkness, right? Number 2, it's a TV show! Number 3, you touch my fish fingers and I will knock your hat off. She goes, I'm so sorry. She said, I do hate you, but I really do love you. Bye! So it happens all the time. And I take it as the gravest compliment. I really do. But if you ever see me getting fish fingers, just be careful. Do not get in my way of the fish fingers to tell me you hate me, okay? All right? Good? Are you speechless now? Are you having a stroke? Okay. Yeah, thank you. By the way, that is an awesome outfit. It's an awesome rendition.
Thank you very much.
Very, very well done.
So my question is, during season 4, when you found out that you would be losing both the league and a hand, what was your reaction?
I tend not to look ahead of things in the script. I like to get them as I get the script, read it, see what happens. I was intrigued because I thought if they're chopping his hand off, how's he gonna fight? And if he loses the league, I mean, I understand why he lost the league, because in a sense, Malcolm there's only so much you could do with him in the League of Assassins and also as Ra's al Ghul, so they had to disconnect him from it. I can't tell you what's happening in the future. Really? But just watch. You notice that he did get his hand back. We don't know if that was a bionic hand, or if it was just a prosthetic, or if he just had been to Jaime Lannister's house and borrowed crossover episode. Oh my God, I would love that. I would love that. That would be awesome. Anyway, so when they did that to me, I did find it as really interesting, because all of a sudden Oliver's in a position where he has, you think he's going to chop his head off, but he doesn't. He chops his hand off because he's only going to maim him in order to maybe control him even more. But it just shows Malcolm that this young man cannot kill him. And I as the character know why he can't kill me, and I sometimes use that against him. You can't kill me because you know what it's like not to have a father, and you don't want that to happen to your sister. So no matter what crap I put you through, you will put up with it, and you'll deal with it. I may lose another hand. C'est la vie. Nobody knows what kind of stashes of money I have hidden away. I mean, there's all these, if you've read the Dark Archer comic that my sister and I wrote for DC, we go back and discover Malcolm's past and how he became Malcolm Merlyn. And we also reveal, and I'm not going to spoil it because I want you to read it, we also reveal that there's another secret that he's hiding, because we start the comic out. We started out in the very beginning, with Oliver Queen. He says, my name is Oliver Queen, right? And my sister and I were like, over a couple of glasses of wine, wouldn't it be so awesome if we flipped it? And she's like, what? I'm like, have another glass. So we start the comic out, my name is not Malcolm Merlyn. I know! And then we had another drink. And a whole comic book series was born that night. Thank God to Kim Crawford. You don't know Kim Crawford wine? You do, lady? I can tell. Yeah, so that's I don't know what'll happen. I love when those kind of things happen. It's a challenge to me as an actor to then try to make it work, and that's what I think the beauty is about being on serial, episodic television, because every week you're learning about your character and their personality, but also what's really great is if you can put your own personality into it, and I like to think that I've put a little bit of John and Malcolm. I didn't mean that to be a joke, but it's a good one, and I will use that later tonight. If you look at his smile, that's clearly John, right? But except, if you notice, it's not a big beaming smile. With Malcolm, it's kind of a sideways smile, a crooked smile, and if he smiles at you, you're going to get hurt or die. And that's just it. So if I ever smile crooked at you, you better shut your... Thank you. And take a little turn and show everybody that cosplay is awesome. It would look really good without the pants. And I've got a pair of black high heels out there you can borrow. Yes. Hi.
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 Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Don't be nervous at all. How old are you?
15.
15. You're fine. What state are you from? Because if it was Alabama, you'd be legal. That's a joke. Yes, go ahead.
So I just wanted to say that you're my writing inspiration, and I want to become a writer when I grow up.
Awesome.
So, what tips do you have, writing-wise?
Well, the thing that you should do if you want to be a writer is read. The more you read, the better you will become at writing, because you see other styles of writing. You recognize about things like plot lines. You recognize things about subplots. Also about foreshadowing and things like that. So if you read, you learn how to develop also your own technique. The other thing about writing is write as much as you can. My sister is the one who will say, my sister's the one, when we get together, we do, and when we write together, we do the outlining, the character building, you know, we're both very good storytellers, so I like to tell the story and like record it, and she'll then, once we take all that information, and she stays with us for like 2 months, sometimes 3 months. I said, Carol, Scott, I'm talking to you. Are you sleeping? Yeah. That's right. She stays with us. It's like, I'm out. I'm done. 3 months, and we go through a couple of cases of Kim Crawford. Thank you, Miss Kim. You know, she always said, she's the one who takes all the information, like 3 months of it, and she goes away, and she then does the hard stuff. She does the actual putting it into the words, the form, and structuring it. So for me, it's about, and when Carol will say to it, she'll say that you have to, she once wrote you all know the David Bowie song, Life on Mars? My sister tried to rewrite it, right? But that's the kind of stuff you do. If you try to do different things or try to improve on something or do your own stuff, that's, the more you write, the more you read, the better you will become. Yeah? Great. What's the last thing you wrote?
I was actually fan fiction.
Was it? It was G-rated. Good. 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 Last thing I wrote was on the bathroom wall down the hall. Anyway, that was also G-rated. Anyway. Just because you're a little Captain Jack doesn't mean you can get away with it. No. Thank you. So keep writing, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's Bridget, my other niece who just walked in. There she is. Wait, hi, Gidge. Did you win? Both games. So Bridget's on, come up here a minute. Come up here. I just bought her this bomber jacket yesterday. Isn't it awesome? Did you take the price tag off?
Yeah.
Just give a turn for everybody to see. So, tell everybody that, first off, how old you are.
12.
12. She's known Uncle John for a long time. Nothing phases her, right?
Nope.
Now, tell them what's the team that you're, like what we were talking about at dinner last night. You know, the kind of important team that you're on, that only a few girls are from this state.
Well, I do U.S. national training.
12. Like her uncle, she's good with balls. That's my brother over there, her dad. He's laughing, he knows. So, and how many girls are from, is it Massachusetts?
New England.
And how many are on the team?
15.
And there was how many before? A lot. And you're down to the last 15, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that's the type. Hopefully one day when you're watching the Olympics, you'll see this one because she's. That's what they do with these teams. They then scout them out, train them for the U.S. Olympic team and things like that. Is that right? Or am I just making that up?
Like the national team.
Yeah, the U.S. national team. So she's well on her way. So when I'm retired, you're gonna look after the whole family. Just remember that, right? Remember this bomber jacket, what it cost, $5.99 at H&M. And you think I'm joking, I'm not. Then we went shopping last night. We had all the fancy shops, right? And then I'm like, last store, where do you want to go? They're like H&M. I'm like, thank God. Scott's like, thank God, we don't have any money left. Great, thank you. Thanks, Gage. Yes, next question.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm really freaked out.
Are you really? Do not pee yourself.
No, it's all good.
Okay,
It's all
good. Good. First of all, how old are you? Okay, the fact that you had to think about it, number one, means that there's a problem going on. Or number two, you're gonna lie.
No, I smoked a whole bowl before I came.
You greedy bitch, you didn't share it with everybody in this room. No, is it legal in Massachusetts? It is.
No.
Is it?
No. No.
What?
In your house?
1 ounce or less, which is what you did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you, girl. Okay. Someone get the disclaimer out. Yes. So are you going to be able to form a sentence? In fact, that'll teach you to smoke a bowl before a John Barrowman panel.
Okay, there.
Now you've not only peed yourself, you just shit yourself, didn't you? Kids, that's what's called a trip. Don't do it. Yes.
Therapy tomorrow is gonna be great.
That's okay. You'll have fun. Just smoke a bowl before that. Yes, go ahead.
So I recently started reading your Hollow Earth books to my niece.
Yeah?
And what I wanted to know is how you came up with such a unique, like, storyline for it.
We smoked a bowl. No, actually, we did mushrooms. Anyway. I'm kidding.
Because that would explain a lot.
What? No, Carol and I, that Hollow Earth book, the first one, was born on a car journey from London going back to Cardiff, because we were filming, I was still doing Torchword in Cardiff, and we decided to, we just started a conversation, and we knew we wanted to do the book. We'd already been commissioned, and we put my iPhone in the car, recorded, and we started talking. And we said, what would be your superpower if you could have one? Well, we went through flying, holding your breath underwater, dancing. And we said, wait a minute, what can either of us do? Draw. And we decided that our power would be, we said, well, wouldn't it be great if you could do like what they did in Mary Poppins? Go into the artwork, or bring the artwork to life. And so we developed that. And I might just say, we did that 4 years before Stephen Moffat did it in the 50th anniversary. No, because people said we copied him. No, so that's where that all came from. It was a car journey, eating a lot of sweets, too much sugar, and by the time we made it to Cardiff, a couple of bottles of wine. Kind of the same thing like you, except we didn't smoke it. We drank and ate it. You can do that too, you know?
I know. That was yesterday.
Yeah, do you like the books?
Yeah.
That was yesterday. Do you like them?
I like them, and and my niece loves them, so when she comes over before she takes a nap, I'll like read them to her.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So you don't like them? You can say it.
Don't get bitchy with me.
So there's 3, and then we have a 4th one, Conjurer, which takes the kids, the twins, into their teens, between 16 and 18 years old. And I'm very proud of Conjurer because we were banned. We were banned in Scotland. Yeah. And we were banned by a couple of different schools because, and we were going to go do a big presentation with the schools. And the day before, we got the message from our publicist that we weren't allowed. And we're like, why? And they said, oh, some teacher thought the books were inappropriate for the 16 to, that age group. Well, I think it was 14 to 18-year-olds. And I went, hold on a minute. I don't have a problem with people not liking things. But hold on, Missy. 500 students or more in one school, and then more in another. They were told they can't read something by somebody who formulated an opinion on a book she hasn't read? Because in the briefing, we talk about how we talk about teenage things, right? Sex. We talk about, teenage pregnancy. We hit all of it. Drug abuse. We talk about all that stuff. But this person deemed that it was inappropriate for all those students. And I actually then went publicly and started talking about it because I'm not a parent, but I got nieces and nephews, right? And I think my other siblings would feel this way. You want to make the decision for your kids, not somebody else. So let, the parents read the book, and if you don't want your kid to go read that book, then you make that choice. Not some, person who is so afraid of life because people do have sex. People talk about pregnancy, and the more you talk about it, the less there's going to be problems with it, right? So, that was why I'm proud of him. So you should read that one. Someone won't read that one. Thank you. Back to your seat. Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
You can't breathe. I'm sorry.
You can't breathe. You're not getting mouth to mouth from me. Scott!
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it like as an actor to go from different roles and atmospheres like Doctor Who and Arrow, and what do you do to get yourself into those roles and prepare for them?
You're not going to like my answer.
Try.
I don't analyze it that much. I'm not an actor who is like, and Scott will kind of, back me up on this. I don't get a script and go, okay, my motivation is I've got to feel like I've done this and blah, 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 blah. No. I learn my lines, I get up in front of the camera, and I listen to the other person who's talking to me. And I answer them. And usually, if I play that, and I play the personality, and play things play the words, usually it works. Going from playing Captain Jack to Malcolm, I'd love to tell you it was a stretch, but I really don't find it a problem being an asshole. I'm a nice guy as it is, so it's really great to be paid to be a complete asshole. And I get to do it. I get to say things you'd never say. I get to do things you'd never do. It was wonderful playing a hero as Captain Jack. I mean, Captain Jack changed my life completely, right? And also when I was brought into Arrow, Malcolm Merlyn changed my life again because the producers of Arrow were huge Doctor Who and Torchword fans. And that's how that came about. So I don't overanalyze the characters that I play. I put on the costume and I get up and do it. I don't find it difficult. And I don't know if that makes me a good actor or a bad actor. But from seeing how the response has been from people who love Jack and people who love and hate Merlyn, I think I'm doing okay. Do you act?
No, I'm too terrified.
You're too terrified.
Stage fright.
Oh, never be terrified. You know what I'm thinking right now with all of you? You're all naked.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm naked. Not really. From the waist down. Shut up. Thank you. Yes, next question.
Hello.
Hello.
I need to make sure it's not too loud. First of all, this is the first time I've ever seen you in person at all, so I'm very excited, and I wanted to thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And my question is, did you ever imagine that you would have all these crazy stories with the career that you picked? Did you imagine that you would ever become this big and have people recognize you on the street as often as they do? And have that kind of stuff happen on a daily basis?
The what? On a daily basis. I actually, I started doing this a long time ago. It was over 30 years ago now, and I got my first job. I do what I do because I love it. I don't, and I'm blunt with you guys all the time. I'm up front. I know I get paid well for doing what I do, but that is partially because of you guys, okay? And I know that, and that's why when I'm asked to do these things, I know I do get paid for them, but trust me, that's why I give a little extra than everybody else, because I'm really appreciative of it. Because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So when I got involved, there's no way that if you went back in time to when we lived in Mount Vernon in Glasgow, and I was outside of Glasgow, and I was sitting in my living room on a Saturday evening, and my sister popping her pimples in the bedroom mirror upstairs, my brother, hitting me on the head or shoving crisps in my mouth, and we're watching Doctor Who and hiding behind the sofa. If you'd have told me then, when I was like 5 years old, that one day I would be involved in that show, I would have thought you crazy, right? And then when we moved to the States, the same thing. I used to hide in my basement with my best friend, Ross Von Hoff, and we used to play with our 6-inch Mego action figures, right? Because you never took them outside, did you? Because they were not G.I. Joes. No, they were smaller than G.I. Joes. No, the big G.I. Joes, I go back further than you. I'm talking the big 12-inch G.I. Joes. Not the 6s. So I hid in my basement playing with those and not letting people know that, and I was a nerd, I was a geek. So if you'd have told me then that I would be one of the most fabulous, iconic genre heroes and villains, I would have told you shut up. So it's funny how dreams can come true. It's funny how destiny can happen in a way that it happens. I also think that you should dream, because I still do to this day. Dreams may not come true, but it's really important to have a dream, right?
Something to work for.
Something to work for, exactly. And you know what? It's not going to happen for everybody, but it's important to have that. And you don't have to tell everybody your dreams, because if they don't come true, then you don't have to worry about telling people if they didn't. Right? Right? But it's important to dream and, have those ambitions. So I am the luckiest man in the world. I really am. Really am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was wondering what your experience has been like working.
No problem. Yes.
I was wondering what your experience has been like working with Big Finish and getting back together with the cast of Torchword for that.
Really good. Big Finish is doing audiobooks and audio plays, and we're also, because of that and the popularity that you guys have made the Big Finish products, that's why Titan approached my sister and I to do the new Torchwood. And BBC Worldwide are behind us with that one. They're wanting us to, so we've written that. I have them. If you're here tomorrow, we've got all of the copies down of the covers. They're different covers, same story inside. But we've got it all downstairs at my table. I'm really happy because it's showing the BBC and BBC Worldwide that there is a life beyond, and there is a future life for Torchwood. It's a fight. Just gonna be honest. I've had the phone call with someone in regards to it, and it wasn't exactly the best phone call I had in the world, but I basically told them those are the shittiest excuses I've ever heard in my life. Because Torchwood deserves to be back on television. So, I think Big Finish are doing a great thing, and that's why anything that comes up for Torchwood, if they ask me, I will do it. Because I love Captain Jack, I know that you love him, and in any way, in any form that we can keep Jack alive. Go ahead.
When I look at you, I see confidence, and I see someone who has taken all of their dreams and just chase them down. And I just want to know, I'm shaking. I might pee myself.
I am not cleaning it up. And this is a carpet, so it'll soak right through.
How do you do it? I can barely strike up conversations with people. I want to be an actress. I want to be able to follow my dreams, but I'm just giant short ball of anxiety as of right now.
Well,
sorry.
I feel like I'm on Dr. Phil. It's hard. I have, funny enough you say that, I have a hard time talking about myself as a third part, like a third party in a way. I can only go on base what I have done, and people who know me will attest to this, that I am ambitious, but I also am ambitious with a kind of good, in a good way, because I'm not a dickhead, right? I know what I want, but I'm not going to step over somebody to get it. I have confidence. I think my parents were big ones to play in that. My parents are always really confident, very confident. I don't know. I'm a workaholic. I love to achieve, and that's why I think the other side of the family, they're sports. In sports, they're high achievers. My dad ran a big worldwide corporation for 32 years. You heard of Caterpillar Tractor Company?
No. Yes.
No. Yes. Good. But he was one of the higher ups in that, and also, so it's in our kind of DNA. But you can change that in yourself. The one thing that you have to do is not apologize for yourself. That's the big first step. Don't apologize. And if you feel somebody kind of putting pressure on you to make, push you back, step up, stand up, and just say to them, because if they're going to be a jerk to you, you can be a jerk right back to them. Seriously. I'm not, a few applause, that's fine. But I'm not into this, don't fight fire with fire. Fight fire with fire. If they've got the balls to do it to you, you have the balls to do it right back. Just don't punch them.
I'm not strong enough.
You're not strong enough. But
I can barely open a door.
I said that once to a little girl with her mother there, and her mother agreed with me. And I said, the next time the bully says that to you, if you have your mom's permission, tell them to shut the up. And the mom went, you know what? I never thought of that. I said, if the teacher gives her into trouble, you go in and give the teacher into trouble. Because no one's telling the bully and giving them into trouble, right? So the little girl did it. 3 weeks later, the bully was her best friend. It turned things around. So stand up for yourself. Don't apologize. And when you talk, stand for, how old are you?
14.
14. Okay. I was going to say stand for it, put your boobs out. Don't do that now. Have confidence in yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Stand in front of the mirror. Tell yourself you're beautiful, you're wonderful, and no one should tell you any different. If you tell yourself that every day for the next 2 years, I guarantee you will be a much stronger person.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have a two-part question for you. Do you remember that video that you did when you became deaf for a day? Yes. I'm wondering, would you do it again? Would you not do it again? What was your experience from that?
For those of you who don't know, thank you for your question. For those of you who don't know, I'm head of a charity in the United Kingdom called Hearing Dogs for Deaf People, where we provide... Great. Where we provide dogs for people to assist them in homes with fire alarms, phones, things that you don't think about that you can't hear if you're deaf, right? So I went deaf for a day. They completely, now I have to be honest, I heard vibrations and sounds, and that may sound weird to the rest of people, but what I heard was this. Yeah, so you can hear vibrations and you can still, but you can't understand anything. So they plugged my ears up completely, and for a whole day I lived as a deaf person, or semi hard of hearing deaf person. And it was the most revealing day that I ever had, because people that I knew, my business partner who I worked with, I produced TV shows in the UK, co-produced them, and I was sitting in a production doing this, and I'm like, guys, can we try this other shot? My manager went, don't worry about it, I'll talk to them. Okay. You're suddenly alienated. When I would walk down the street, nobody knew that I was deaf, or being deaf for the day, and I would try to talk to someone and they would ignore me, or I needed help getting across the street. People just thought I was crazy, right? And so eventually I thought, this is really weird. I lost my self-confidence that day because but the thing that was different for me, I knew I could go back. Yeah? You can't. No. So for me, that was a revelation. So it was important to me, and that's why I became really strongly involved with it. And we don't realize it, but we do alienate deaf people. We do make them feel like they're lesser of a person because they can't hear. Throwing that around, in the Hollow Earth books, we created a character called Zach. And Zach is a deaf character, but we wrote it so you don't know he's deaf until halfway through the book. And it says, because they speak with, spoiler alert, they speak through telepathy, the kids, and all of a sudden, halfway through the book, it says Zach signed, and you're like, oh my God, he's deaf. Now, Zach, that you learn in that first half of the book, is the most communicative character out of all three of them. He is the one that expresses himself the most, and we wanted to make it so that he wasn't defined by his deafness, which was really important. So if you see a deaf person, if you meet a deaf person, and if they have a dog, go up to them and talk to them. Say hello. Look them in the eye, because it's the one thing that we don't do with deaf people is look them in the eye, because we think if they can't hear, they can't see. But you know what? They might be able to lip read.
I have to do that every day.
Yeah, and you have to go, look at me, right? Yeah, so...
And if you have some signs...
And you're able to speak... You should be able to use sign language and speak at the same time if you can. So then that's going to make things much easier for me to understand. Without the sign language, I don't understand what's going on. I tend to miss a lot of it.
And also, if you're listening to the person and you're with a signer and you don't understand, they're not going to be embarrassed if you ask them to repeat themselves. Right? Yeah.
So the second part of the question.
I told you it was a two-parter. Are you going to learn sign language?
I would love to, because one of the things that I would love to do is, because I find sign language so expressive, and I only know how to fart, you have to in our family. And I also know how to clap. I know it's stupid little things, but I also know, and to say thank you. But I would like to learn, because to be able to sing a song and to sign at the same time, that is the kind of the uber of expression, because it's like dancing, but yet you're talking with your hands. And someone is getting the interpretation of the voice and the word, and somebody else is getting the interpretation of the signing. And sometimes they mean the same, and sometimes they're slightly different. And you're like that, dodge back and forth, looking at this, looking at that. Maybe I should just stand here and talk, right? So yes, I would like to learn sign language. In the books, we do have pages that show you how to sign. Third part of the question.
I hope that you learn sign language as soon as possible. Because you never know who you're going to meet.
Okay, I make a promise to you. No.
You try.
No, that's what I'm saying. I make a promise to you, I will go and learn. Okay? Sorry, we have one more question down here. Yes.
Are you gay, or are you just acting gay?
Can you show us the sign again for what gay was there? That's gay. Sweetheart, stand up and show everybody. Seriously, stand up and show everyone who's asking this question. Do you want me to lie or tell you the truth? I am totally gay. Cool, right? That's my husband over there, standing against the wall.
I have a friend of mine who also dresses like a boy, and I thought that she's a real cool person, so that's cool.
Yeah, transgender, gender non-conforming, all that kind of stuff. It's totally cool, and it brings me to one last point. Do we really care what bathrooms we use, right? Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. On that note, last one quick, and then I have to finish.
Hi.
Hi.
So, if you had to choose a Broadway show to be in, what would it be and what character would you play?
That's a great note to finish on. I'm in talks about something, and all I will say is pay attention to my online feed. That's it. Guys, before we go, if you can't make it tonight, it's going to be even more outrageous because I'll have a little vodka in me. First of all, this is my second time back in Boston at the Comic-Con. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm overwhelmed at the response that I've had this year coming back. And if you want me back, I will always come back because you've made Scott and our life wonderful. You've changed our lives, and know from the bottom of our hearts, we deeply, deeply and really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Boston, very, very much.